Truth, justice, and the Big Sil's way. Here on a Football Monday, the place where you get the truth. You don't get fanboys. No names needed. Okay? No names needed. And I can't wait to get into this. What an absolutely fantastic weekend. By the way, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. We're very transparent with all this. First 15 minutes is the most important to hit the like button for us. Thank you guys so much. Please hit it. All super chats go to the top. Wherever I am, even in my opening, we always go to the super chat. So they go to the top. Please hit the like button. It is an amazing time in sports right now. NFL, World Series Game 3 tonight. Yankees do or die. College football over the weekend. And, of course, yesterday in Cincinnati, the Philadelphia Eagles took on the Bengals. And it was, without a doubt, we'll give you our takeaways here in a second. They dominated them, and it was an excellent football game for the Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, we will let you know right out of the gate here that they did an absolutely sensational job on Sunday. Sills, how do you like to eat your crow cooked? No crow here. Nothing's been proven yet. Nothing. Zero. One game does not indicate a guy playing great ball at all. So let's take a look at your guy. And I knew this was going to start. There's no crow eating. I eat crow when you win a freaking world championship, not when you beat the Bengals in Cincinnati. Eating crow over what? Beating a team in Cincinnati and it's October 28th? There's no freaking crow. How you doing? Coop track and then stop chase on fourth was great. It was a great play. Xander, Polska, there we go. Chiefs just traded for the linebacker from New England. That kid's pretty good too, man. Next week's the trading deadline for sure. The Chiefs are making moves. We should do the same to make the team better. Polska, we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I want to get to my takeaways and I want to get to my open. So here's what we have going on right now for an overall body of work on what Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback is trending for. He's on pace for about 3,700 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 69 quarterback rating. And you know what I love the most about it? Kellen Moore and the offensive coaches have downsized Jalen Hurts' impact on the game when it comes to volume of plays. Here, last 2 weeks. I'm talking in the passing game. In the first 2 weeks, he had passing attempts totaling 66 passing attempts in 2 games. The last 3, he has a total of 69 in 3 games. They've downsized his passing. Last 2 weeks, 34 attempts combined. And in the last 3, since the bye, they've downsized his passing. And I think that has a lot to do with Saquon Barkley's impact that he's having on the offense. Why do people say eating crow? The best that if someone can do is admit when they're wrong, not saying you are the only. Wait a minute here, Surgical. Why do people say eating crow? The best that if someone can do is admit when they're wrong, not saying you are. It is only their games. Plus, you said if you run to set up the pass, they win. I know. That's exactly right, Surgical. If they run the ball, and they did more than they threw the ball, and they have the last 2 weeks, okay, yeah, they're going to win. Because they're actually taking the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands. I mean, they are. Passing attempts are down. They realize they can win by running the football, not by throwing it. Okay, that's what they've done. And Hurts has maximized those plays. Absolutely. He's maximized it. And the two things that he's done has become evident in the last, since the bye, 3 weeks and 3 games. He's been accurate and he hasn't turned the ball over. Okay? There's nothing, you don't eat crow on fucking October 28th. Are you insane? It's the best football that guy's played in a year and a half. That's not eating crow. Are you crazy? You're going to sit here and tell me you think Hurts has turned this around in one game? My God almighty. My God, the defense has been exceptional. And shockingly, okay? Shockingly. Let's see here. Andreas Sills, Jalen Hurts now beating Mahomes and your boy Allen Tua, now Burrow. All guys you said are better than him. They are better than him. It's not close. Jalen Hurts has one football game in a year and a half, and you think he's a better quarterback than those guys. You're out of your mind. Nobody on the planet thinks that, except dumbass Eagle fans or some Eagle fans. Not one person. None. None. And by the way, he has the most talented roster in the sport. He better play to that level. Or you've got the wrong guy. And again, I'm going to give you my takeaways here. Please hit the like button here. You don't eat crow after a year and a half of bad ball. Get this. Think about what I'm going to say here. Some of you guys are saying, hey, Sills, how's it feel to eat crow? Over a year and a half of bad ball, you're telling me 4 quarters of football against Cincinnati, that erases it? Getting beat by Drew Lock and Tyrod Taylor? How do you come to that conclusion? How in the world do you come to that conclusion? By the way, you started out the same way a year ago and your team imploded. I am not bending off my take in any way whatsoever. By the way, Angelo Cataldi will be with us at 3:30. Xander will join us at 4:30. Gary Cobb, top of the 5 o'clock hour. Okay? Get this. Dude, how many top flight quarterbacks has Hurts now beaten, Sills? You have nothing to show for this. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you under the impression that because Lamar Jackson got beat by Deshaun Watson is better? Or excuse me, no, it was Jameis Winston. Are you under the impression Jameis Winston now is better than Lamar Jackson? Some of you guys are idiots. You're idiots. By the way, congratulations for doing your job. Not saying he's been the best, but no turnovers. That's a key. There's a man right there without a doubt. And like I said to you, you run the ball like Bob and I have been saying, you're going to win a lot of games. Sills, time of possession was in our favor, 322. But if you remove Cincy's first drive, we held the ball for 60% of the remainder of the game. Absolutely, Bob. Bob, remember, like I said, they're running the ball more the last 3 weeks than they are throwing the ball. They've downsized Hurts's job. And it's downsized the ability for him to turn the ball over, and he's been accurate. Absolutely. 14 attempts, 20 attempts. That sounds right. I'm not putting the game in his hands multiple times when I have Saquon Barkley back there to close the game out. No way. Hurts when he's on is better than Tua. He's not a better passer than Tua. He's not on. One game in a year and a half. does not mean he's on. Tua led the NFL in passing yards last year. Come on, Jason. Hurts is on pace for 3,700 yards. He'll never lead the National Football League in passing yards or passing TDs. This is not how this team is built with the people you have on it. It's a run-oriented team that throws. Come on, man. He will never be a Burrow, though Burrow looked amazing despite his team. He's been crap. He's with a crappy organization. Can't blame him. Hurts proven he can do it, though. No, how do you say he's proven it over one game? How are you saying this? Let me get to my takeaways. My God. Here's the problem you have here. You're going to take one game and indict his bad football. And this is the problem that you guys have every year with me. Like last year with Xander and Seth, when you guys were posting 10-1, telling me how good everything was, I kept telling you, let's see it over a sustained period of time. He has not done it in a year and a half. Those are facts. It's the best he's played in a year and a half. I mean, those are facts. That's not an opinion. Good grief. So here's my takeaways, though. We'll get to the numbers and game balls. He's proven he can win in this league. Congratulations for making $50 million, Jason. What do you want out of that? Congrats. You're spending $200 million. How about some consistent games? Here's where my takeaways are. This indeed was a takeaway game. Okay? It was a takeaway game from the Bengal game. And what I mean by that is you can make some trends that are starting to show. Okay? You can start to see some trends that are showing. The Eagles dominated the Bengals. Absolutely no getting around it. On both sides of the football, for that matter. Slow start, but that wasn't really the reason they didn't score a touchdown or points in the first quarter. Had a lot to do with that 17-play drive of Joe Burrow. So, I mean, that was just ebb and flow part of the game. And that wasn't really an indictment because the first series, they got points out of it. Yeah, it was the start of the second, but Cincinnati, man, that was a textbook way of starting a ball game. They just couldn't maintain it because they couldn't get a running game going. The defense created turnovers too. And that was important. They created 2 turnovers in this game, which they were last in the league. Hurts played his best game in a year and a half. 16 of 20, 236, 4 touchdowns. Of course, there's going to be more rushing touchdowns because that's his skill set. He's not a touchdown thrower. He's more of a run guy to set up his pass. No one said he can't make the plays. But what's making him more dynamic again is that he's looking like 22. Thanks, Dez. Hey, Chat Type 1. If you see anti-Hurts bias, Sills has, dude can't admit when Hurts has a good game. Brings up nonsense when Hurts outplays Burrow. I don't think I've said anything. That is an absolute not true comment, what I said. I just said he played his best game of the year. Are you not listening, dickhead? I said he played his best game of the year. This could be last year repeating itself. Jersey, don't tell anybody in here. Don't tell them that. Because they're going to tell you you're full of shit too. Okay? They're going to tell you you're full of shit. They're ready to crown Hurts once again over one game against Cincinnati. How dumb can you possibly be? You're setting yourselves up for failure once again. Couldn't you agree more with that last one. Barkley, 22 carries. More attempts than what Hurts had. I mean, Hurts had 20 passes. He did, again, of course, because that's what he does. He had how many runs? He had 10 runs. Okay. Good. He has to run the ball to win. I thought Tyler Steen and Fred Johnson played a great game. 0 sacks. Kudos to Jeff Stoutland, Infirmalata, and Becton. Outstanding. A.J. Brown is by far a difference maker. Devontae was also great in the game. The defense is where I'm a little bit more shocked on. You're starting to see them pick it up. And someone in here said something to me a couple weeks ago, and I shot you down. Sills, does it look like the defense is getting ahead of schedule? It does. You're starting to see a trend where they're starting to put together some pretty good games. They're starting to look better. Okay? They're starting to look good at every level. And I'll tell you something else that I think you're seeing when it comes to the Eagle defense. There seems to be an energy with the youth of the football team because of the rookies and the young guys that are starting to weed out the old attitude. They run to the ball. You see a lot of green hats around the pile. They're starting to look like they're enjoying getting to the football. It's starting to come together for Vic. You're seeing these trends. Nolan Smith, 3 straight weeks, 3 sacks. Tell you this, man. There's no doubt the young guys are impacting Vic's defense, and Vic's impacting them. Heard praise Kellen, maybe Nick took a step back. No. This is the time, and I appreciate the super chats. Super chats, and by the way, all super chats go to the top. And on top of that, please hit that like button right now for us. Hey, by the way, this is where Nick should take some kudos. Instead of always taking the negative, maybe he should take a look at the positives here because he was involved in the game plan. He should take some kudos. He should take some kudos here. Last year, they went 10-1 by passing. It was sloppy. DB sucked. These last 3 took more 20. Looked more like 22. Surgical, yes. These last 3, absolutely, in my opinion, look like, especially the last 2, look like 22. Hurts looks like 22. Remember what I've told all you. You want to coach him like that. You want to play him like that. I'm good with that. You want him to drop back 37 times. He's not that good. That hasn't changed. But they have asked him to do less these last couple weeks, especially in the passing game. But the one thing that he has done is that he's been effective like he was in 22 with lesser passes. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. See, every time I see this, it just blows your mind. What has Josh Allen done? Nothing. Josh Allen has nothing. You have Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and a top 4 offensive line. Bro, don't compare anybody's offense to Jalen Hurts' offense. You can't. He's like the 7th best guy in that huddle. Don't talk to me about anyone else's offense when you're talking about the Eagle offense and comparing them to someone else. What a joke. Nobody's talking about Jalen Hurts being one of the elite quarterbacks in the game. No one. Except some of the idiots in here. Nobody talks about that guy being an elite quarterback. Here, running game once again was outstanding, and it's because of the physical presence of Saquon Barkley. You know, one thing that he is bringing to the table compared to what you have had the last 2 running backs who were Pro Bowlers, Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift, he has a physicality about him. When he runs up the sidelines, he's looking to knock people out. He is a very physical running back. There is no doubt. And here's the difference with him. This guy is a knockout puncher, which means those other two guys were not able in any way whatsoever to close the game out. This guy can. Stop Sills. Allen has had teams around him. We're not just talking about this year. We're talking about in general. Okay. Your guy has sucked the last year and a half, except for yesterday. Right, Christopher. What are you talking about? Your guy is blown for a year and a half. Had one good game. Congratulations to you. Okay? Congrats. Thanks for the super chat. Hit the like button. If you expected me to come out here and start saying that all of Hurts' ills are over with, you're out of your mind. And you know, by the way, you know this. I'm a huge Hurts fan, but let's be real. Jalen Hurts had a great game yesterday, but he still can't throw a timing route or throw someone open. That won't work in the playoffs. Run first quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Common. He was great yesterday. He was. But that's not an indictment on the year. It's just not. And nobody in here believes that. You have 4 quarters of football versus 5 months of bad ball. That doesn't erase it. Barkley looks like he's running with vengeance. Barkley, I am so wrong about him on how great a football player he is. Okay? Look at this guy. Hurts is the best quarterback right now after a Bengal game. Hey, let's put that into context. That guy says he's the best quarterback after a Bengal game. Josh Allen has Cooper, just got him last week. Great. Okay. And look at this right here from Senor. And you have a $35 million A.J. Brown, a $25 million Devontae Smith, a $10 million Saquon Barkley, a $15 million Goddard, and you have the 4th best offensive line in pro football. Whatever. A Bengal ass whooping, to be real. Sure, absolutely it was. Absolutely. People will compare the Bills' talent to Jalen's. There's no team in the National Football League that can compare to Jalen's talent. He better utilize them, or you got the wrong guy. Hey, CQF, this show's not for you then. Did you know Xavier McKinney's leading the NFL in interceptions? It could break it. He has 6 already. Eagles could have had him. Imagine if Josh Allen ran for 3 TDs on the road. Your underoos would be moist. You've been exposed. No, you've been exposed, Taylor. 1 game, the Bengals, and you're crowning him the best quarterback in the league. Sure. Right. What happened to the year and a half of shit football? What happened? Here is, what do you call it? Here is a Jalen Hurts denier. That's what it is. Hey, Sills, who we got next for Sunday? Let me take a guess. The Jags, because you've picked against. Okay. No, I don't. I'm talking about yesterday still. Okay? And your nice victory. Hurts was accurate. Shockingly. The run defense was good. Devontae was great. Please hit the like button. Sills, the defense has improved each week. It has. Is Vic tweaking the scheme or just the players buying in and communicating on the field? I think it's a little of both of what you're saying, my friend. Okay? I do. I do. Totally. It's a great one there. Thank you very much, Eric. I'll say this too. I think the coaching staff had a great day. Both coordinators, head coach, everyone. They outcoached Cincinnati. Here's my final takeaway. Let me get to MC here. Run first, pass second is working, Sills. Absolutely. And MC, that's why I said that they're downsizing Hurts' game. Are you concerned about the durability issues with Hurts? Nope. And Saquon? Nope. Run these guys as much as you can. No way. This is about today. You have a $200 million offense. I'm not worried about 5 years from now or 5 minutes from now. I'm worried about today. I don't care. 10-1 start. Jalen sucked then too, Sills. Well, I turned out to be correct. Yes, thank you. Right? Year and a half. Well, wait a minute. Des, when he was 10-1, the whole thing didn't look. I don't segment it like that. You were 11-7 last year, and now you're 5-2. You had great starts a year ago, and you had another one now. I'm not understanding this. How do you take 4 hours of football and cast the guy as the king of the NFL over 4 hours of football? How did you do that? Hey, welcome to the world, dude. Of course I'm not an Eagle fan. I'm no fan. I don't have a fan of it. I don't root for a team except my Canes. I don't root for a team. I cover a team. Okay? I'm a hater because, get this, Calvin says I'm a hater because one game is not going to move the needle for me. And Calvin, if you just give me my opportunity here, I'll tell you why. Here's what I'm a believer in. Consistency. Doing it week in and week out. Not 10-1, not 5-2. Not any of that. Week in and week out, playing to your ability and starting to formulate a rhythm and a way of winning ball games. Jalen Hurts has not been consistent this year, hence the game he played yesterday. He's not played anything like that yesterday. It's the best he's played. I don't think he sucked for a year and a half, 6 months maybe. 6 months and 4 weeks into this season, would you say? So maybe 10 months? Des? Maybe 10 months? Here's Prince. You are correct about the time frame regarding this team. The defense is starting to resemble. This is a great take. As you mentioned in the offseason, it was B-plus performance yesterday. Dude, Prince, yes. You're seeing building blocks. Yesterday was hey, Prince, is this okay for me to say? Thank you, guys. We're at 190 likes already. Please, let's try to get it to 200 by the top of the hour here, or 250 or 300. Hey, Prince, that's right. Prince, you're seeing it, and you're going down the line of what I'm seeing. I didn't care what Kansas City looked like last year when they were not playing well at the beginning of the year. And do you remember the debate that Xander and I had? Would you be willing to kind of not look great at the beginning of the season, and all of a sudden, I said it all in the offseason. I said that Jalen was going to have a bumpy start. Did it click yesterday? Yes. Now it has to be repetition. It has to be week in and week out like this. Let me tell you something. Even if you lose, but you start seeing these building blocks and he's playing like this, look, every team is going to get beat in this league. It's how you win and lose. If you look the same as you lose and how you win, you know you got a football team that's trending in the right place. The defense is picking it up. And when you get the offense starting to click and the defense is picking it up, God knows what this team's going to look like by the end of November. That's where I'm at. I'm not saying And I'm not pissing and urinating on anything yesterday. Nothing. I think it's a great building block. And by the way, to go along with all this, that validates now the Cleveland and the New York Giants win. I'll tell you why. I'm more impressed with what they did against Cleveland now after Cleveland took out Baltimore yesterday. Right, Prince? I mean, Prince, that Cleveland win is no longer this. Well, it was Cleveland. They just knocked out Baltimore. Okay? They just knocked Baltimore out. But remember something. Anytime you have division opponents and you play inside your division like that, always remember those games are going to always be more difficult when you have conference and division opponents. Do you think Hendrickson will be on the table now after this loss? Why are people acting like we won a Super Bowl? Let's win a Super Bowl first. Jay Creed, it's because people want me to sit here today and crown the Eagles the Super Bowl champions of October. Or off of not even October, really, one game. Okay? All Super Chats go to the top. I appreciate it. Why can't anybody be right and only you right? I'm not right. Why can't anybody have an opinion and say that the Eagles are doing well? The Eagles are not doing well. The Eagles are getting better now. David, what are you talking about? You guys dispute me every day in here, David. You guys dispute me here every day. By the way, too, David, this is the only freaking show on the planet, especially in that city of Philadelphia, that allows you to go back and forth with the host. It's the only one that allows you to do that. Let's get to these fantastic Super Chats here. Prince, thank you so much, dude. I agree. Jalen manipulated the defense and threw receivers open. He did. He accomplished everything they said he couldn't do, especially with the over-the-middle passes. Absolutely. The pass at Devontae for the touchdown showcased his ability. Yes. Prince, building block. Absolutely. Jarrell, thank you. I know you and I go back and forth, and I thank you. A fool isn't a fool for making a mistake. A fool is a fool for refusing to learn. I'm going to learn from the things that went wrong last year. QB1. How could they learn from things that went wrong last year when you got a new coordinator? You don't have the same coordinator. This is a new system. So you're not going to learn from the things that they did wrong a year ago unless they do what? Run the ball. And they did, Jarrell. And Barkley's forcing their hand at it. Look at this guy down here. Apologize for what? For what? I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Apologize for what? What are you talking about? Apologize for what? Xander, we still have some. Big Sills tells it like it is. Much respect. Hey, you know what? 217 birds, you know what they don't want to hear? They're missing it. I said it's a great building block. They want to crown the team right now. Jay Creed, do you think Hendrickson? I read this one. Thank you very much. Thank you, you guys. You guys have been great. Please hit the like button. Keep cooking, Sills. My overall takeaway. That's a great building block for the defense, for the offense, coaching staff, all of it. Stout and Vic deserve a game ball. And Kellen. Sills, we're trending in the right direction. 2-2 at the quarter pole. We can close out the second quarter 3-1. We're playing better football as the competition is getting harder. Yesterday was a nice step. Yesterday was an excellent step. Absolutely, Bob. Absolutely. Excellent step. There's steps in this Hey, let me ask you guys this. Don't you want to go down the line of what the Kansas City Chiefs did a year ago? You're not going to get better in one game. You're going to begin to get better in one game. And that's where you are. And that's what that game represented to me. Do I think that you dismiss what they did yesterday? Absolutely not. They owned that game for about 50 minutes. Both sides of the ball. They owned it. No doubt. I can't wait to hear what Angelo Cataldi will join us also. That'll be at 3:30. Finally catching the show live. Great win by the Birds. I want to see it week in and week out. Terry, thank you. If we start looking inconsistent again, that's not good. Keep up the good work, Sills. Terry, you watch football with a keen eye because that's how you do it. Okay, yesterday was the beginning. You're hoping of something great, not an anomaly. Hurts isn't overthinking. He's just playing ball. Can I tell you this? Wait a minute, Khalid. Are you sure it's not the coordinators that are not now overthinking it? And just saying this, Jalen, throw the ball 20, 25 times. Be as effective as you can. Run the ball. You too. And those passes are going to be open. Right? That's kind of what we've been preaching. You throw the ball 37 times, you're going to lose. You run the ball 40 times, you're going to win. That's what we've said. And that's what they're doing. Jaden effing Daniels, baby. Hail to the Redskins. Dude, I think that Caleb Williams and that Jaden Daniels battle is going to be a good one. I think that's going to be something that you're going to see for the next 10 years because that's going to be outstanding. Those two teams playing against one another. No question about it. Please hit the like button, guys. Thank you so much for all the super chats today. Sills is far from a hater. I only hear you speak facts, but Eagle fans are just so delusional. They sound like Cowboy fans. When we lose again, and we will, still we sit back laughing, saying, told you so. Justo, that's not what I want to do here, though, dude. I'm not an I told you so kind of – I don't want – because that means we're losing. And that means you guys are losing. That doesn't mean that. I don't want to go down there, Justo. Nolan, Dean, Cooper, Quinyon, Carter starting to look like real football players. Offense starting to attack the middle of the field. See the Lions in January. Talking NFC Championship game. Xander, I missed some super chats here, please. Please hit the super chats. They got lucky on the Hail Mary, almost lost 12-12. You know what? I get it. I think the secondary, just saying, younger to go. Eagles, I think the secondary, just stay younger. Go Eagles. I like what I'm seeing back there with those young kids. Absolutely. I think they scraped the pocket passing idea. That's right. They scraped the pocket passing idea and starting to go back to the 22 passing when you ran first. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Xander, make sure we're all caught up on the super chats. Wait a minute. Ryan says, Ryan, I will point out things that I have said. Yes. But that doesn't mean I want it to be right. Jarrell became. Thank you, Jarrell. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, man. Guys, please hit the like button. Once again, I'm sorry that you guys thought that we were going to sit. Dude, nothing has changed. Except you got a great win yesterday. Nothing's changed. I don't understand why people are giving Hurts so much praise. You know why? Because he's been so terrible. Gabe, it's because he's been so terrible. He played a good game, but it's not like he was spectacular. Let's build off this. I actually thought he was pretty good yesterday. Okay, I really did. I thought he was pretty good yesterday, man. He was really good. He was good yesterday. Could have been one of the top performers of Sunday at the quarterback position. Absolutely. Okay. I mean, he could have been one of the top performers. Hey, I'm with you on this. Dude, my number one takeaway, Grant Calcaterra catching and blocking. I don't know about the blocking, but I'll tell you what, I see a skill set like Zach Ertz with that guy. I'm not comparing him to Zach Ertz in his career, a skill set. Pass catcher, he's got great hands. There's a comfort zone that you have with the tight end that the quarterback likes. We beat Cincinnati, who has no heart. I disagree. And a lifeless Giants team, that I agree with. And the Browns, who I think showed you yesterday, they're not dead. They have heart. They beat the Ravens. What has Hurts proven this year? Nothing. Once again, though, and Bobby, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to defend that. It's got to start somewhere, the turnaround. And it started yesterday. Fans, don't keep the same energy when he's bad, but proclaim he's elite when he plays well. I know. Every fan base does that, though, Bobby. After, a game like Cincinnati, they're going to call Jalen Hurts elite. And he's not. Great game. Keep building with turnover-free ball. Excellent take. Excellent take. Excellent take. Absolutely. Yeah. Here, where is that? I saw somebody post something here. Jalen Hurts may not be elite, but he is a winner. So is Jared Goff. So is Jimmy Garoppolo. So is Brock Purdy. They win too. They've been to Super Bowls. They do too. By the way, Jared Goff had a great game yesterday. Sills, he threw for under 100 yards. Yeah. You know why? Because he took what the game gave him. They have a great running attack. They ran the ball. Quarterback doesn't have to do anything. I don't have to have high percentage turnovers. I'm okay with that. But here's the difference. That guy, that guy can throw 35 attempts. And he throws for 4,600 yards a year. There's a difference between Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts. Wins, numbers, all are different. I did like Shipley too. Okay, I did. Get this. Jared Goff, what? Jared Goff is the most accomplished quarterback in the NFC right now, next to Matthew Stafford. Okay. He's the most accomplished. He's been to more conference title games in the NFC than any quarterback right now that's playing. He's been to a Super Bowl. And he's been to 2 conference championships with 2 different teams. Let's not forget that. Jared Goff does not have more talent around him than the Eagles do. Never seen a wardrobe malfunction, burn a timeout, 2 shoe hurts, equipment. Guys struggled with that knot. That was terrible. Hey, that's a very few times I've ever seen that. Man, I wonder what Fangio did to make these guys play. Khalid, I think they brought more pressure. I think the pressure has become more of a factor. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for the super chats today. I can't thank you enough, man. That's a cue ball. You're right. You're right. Golf has better coaching. Hurts did all right. Now, hey, Brian, I saw you for the first time. You sound like my boy Ice Cube. Okay? You sound like my boy Ice Cube. I saw you on the post-game show yesterday. I like your takes, though. Hey, man, all-time running backs? Come on now. Come on now, Junior. Okay? Oh, that was Brian. My bad. Oh, that was Akbar. That wasn't you. Sorry, Brian. Chocolate macadamia nut is what he's calling Hurts. I still don't like. Hey, Bryce and Jordan Davis have to show up. They do, Brian. Too many tiny to be my bookend edges. Yes, they are. Bryce Huff, he's just not getting it done. Okay? He's just not getting it done. Okay? Absolutely. Yeah, that was Akbar. I got it, flexing. Still 5 decades with this team. I've learned to remove nameplates from the jerseys. You're very good, Bob. You're very good. Okay? The name on the front is more important than the name on the back. Fans need to discuss the team without naming players, only positions. Correct. Because that's how general managers do it, Bob. You're so right. This was a good team win. Outstanding take. I think offensively, we're starting to hit our stride. They're starting to hit what they want to do. But I need to see a little bit more from the quarterback in the defense. But as a whole game, they played good. Absolutely. They dominated that game. Messiah, for 50 minutes of that game, they dominated. Holy cow. Jordan Davis had 22 snaps. He is absolutely flexing. Sills, you are one dumbass. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. All super chats go to the top. We love the fact that they help the network out very much. Thank you. All love. That's why, hey, flexing. I know. I got it. I got it, brother. Hey, dude. I got you, flexing. JAKIB Sports, is there an issue with the super chat? Oh, Xander will take care of that there. The hell do I know? Still, since Gainwell is on the last year of his contract, do you consider moving him before the deadline with how Shipley looks? No. I'm going to keep the pieces that I have right now. Okay? The tape doesn't lie. I saw a quarterback who was confident in what he was seeing on the field and didn't overthink anything. He went through his progressions, and when it wasn't there, he was out of the pocket. Prince, I'll tell you one thing that I think that, and it's a great take. I think that one thing that really but Prince, wouldn't you agree? The running ability of Hurts and with Saquon Barkley, it loosens up those secondaries like that, man. And it creates more space for the wideouts. You can't let Hurts kill you with his legs. This guy had 21 points with his legs. You can't let him do that. I'm going to let him beat me in the air. I'm not going to let him beat me on the ground like that. Every single yard that he gained yesterday was impactful like it was in 22. Still want to get rid of Dean? No. No. But this is about 3 weeks now. He looks like something. He looks like something. Okay? He looks like something that is getting better. Okay? He looks like he's getting better. Let's go by the numbers here. By the way, give me an update on the likes. Please hit the like button. Your super chats are sensational in the first hour here. Angelo Cataldi is going to join us, by the way, at 3:30. Angelo said your team would win 5 games. I said 9. 37-17. Absolutely, they dominated. Even a broken clock gets it right twice a day. Need to see more consistency. These dudes want me to wave pom-poms for a dude who can't untie a knot. Come on, Brian. Brian, you double knot those things like that sometimes. I've been in that position, man. Come on now. It's not what you think, too, and you got to put tape on it. It's not what you think. He couldn't even untie his shoes. But to your one point, though, I will say, Brian, I'm not sitting here waving pom-poms off of 3.5 hours of football. What are you, crazy? Please hit the like button here. We appreciate everybody. 265 likes. You guys are killing it. Please hit the like button. First downs, 24-18. Eagles win it. Amount of plays, pretty even, 59-58. Total yards, 397 to 280. That is the second or third straight game that the Philadelphia Eagles have held an opponent under 300 yards in total offense. That's getting it done. And that's improvement. That's improvement. Do you think Rodgers should start over Slay to let this younger secondary grow together? Depending on what the injury is, that may be a moot point anyway. Okay? There's no question Vic went into that bye and readjusted what his thinking process was. Sitting back wasn't going to cut it because they're bringing more pressure, in my opinion. Okay? Where did I see this? What did I saw something up here. Somebody just said something about Jalen since the bye week. If you want to put that up. True or false, the Eagles will sweep Dallas this year. True. True. I told you Dallas win 5 games. Okay? Since the bye week, we haven't given up more than 20 points and 300 yards. Moore is putting Hurts under center a lot more. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Sills, reattach your balls. You're letting us down. And tell this crowd bums win games here and there. Hurts is still a milk carton status. Listen here, man. I think, Justo, I've made my statement on what I saw yesterday. Was a heck of a game. That's nothing or has to do with anything on how he's played the last year and a half. Nothing. But again, everything is relatively new. And since the bye, he has played more efficient football. Okay? Still, Slay's injury is a groin. He said it on his podcast. He said he's getting an MRI today. Okay? Stills, over the last 3 weeks, this team appears to be playing and not thinking about playing. There's still issues in the linebacking space, coverage, but confidence level appears to be getting higher. It does. Bob, I'm not. Hey, Bob, do you think I've been negative today? Do you? And Bob, remember this. I'm not going to gloss over a win and say that Hurts' issues are fixed. But I said it was a great start. I'm awake, or you said that I've been negative today? Where? I'm awake, or you says I was negative today. With what? With what? What was I negative today with? Well, tell me. Seals. I mean, they dominated yesterday. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Seals, if we sweep Dallas, that's 7 wins. So do we lose 2 out of the last 10 to finish with 9 wins? Want to adjust your win total? No, I'm not adjusting anything. Seals, you're never negative. Constructive criticism. Correct. It's nothing personal either. It's strictly business. By the way, Eagles got a lot of home games coming up. Seals, we want to know if you're sick today, not yourself. What do you want me to say something that I didn't see yesterday? And pull a Nick Sirianni and lie to you here at the podium? Is that what you want? That ain't going to happen. Okay, Jay. Defense got punched in the mouth in the first series of the game. Regrouped and picked it up. You are right all along. Souls, we will go as far as that defense takes us. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, guys, we're 10 likes away from 300 in the first hour. That would be pretty amazing. M. Reyes, thank you, brother. It seems the players are starting to get behind the coaches and what they're preaching. It's night and day compared to how things were running last year. And what you really love about it too, M. Reyes, was that there's been turmoil and up and down at the beginning of the season. Okay? There has been. Guys, your super chats are off the charts today. I really think putting Jalen under center is a good adjustment with play action to improve pass pro and create a rhythm that you're starting to see in the passing game. I like that. How do you feel about the Chiefs getting the linebacker? I don't know how to say his name from New England. They're making a run. They think they're going to win the Super Bowl now. Maddox should never see the field again. Cooper DeJean. Let me say this to you. By the way, Xander, if I miss a super chat, let me know. Guys, please hit the like button. Cooper DeJean is such a good athlete. Holy cow, is that a good-looking athlete? He is good, man. And he's impactful. Jalen has had 9 TDs since the bye week. Love it. Excellent point. Excellent. Absolutely. I like that. Cooper DeJean, I'll tell you this. I don't know, man. Who I think is going to have Quinion Mitchell. Both those players are going to make the all-rookie team. Sills, were you wrong about Cooper? I never said anything negative about Cooper DeJean. I said the reason he went in the second round was because he was white. I never had anything against him. I've never said anything wrong about him. The questioning of drafting 2 corners back-to-back, you could probably make the argument, but they need it because they have to replace Bradbury and Slay. My point was that when he got hurt in camp, I said he'd not be a factor until after the bye. And you're starting to see him pick his game up and them using him more after the bye. Let's see here. Seals, did the Eagles crack your top 10 this week? We'll find out tomorrow. That comes out on Tuesdays. I think Howie needs to trade Bradbury. No one will buy. Why would somebody take Bradbury unless the Eagles are going to pick up the majority of that contract? He makes $11 million. Remember that. Anytime you're talking of trading Bradbury, bring up 11. And anytime you're talking about Slay, bring up 9.5. That's $20 million with both corners. Okay? Make sure you bring that into the equation because money's a factor here. Slay's with age. And by the way, Slay's been in and out of the lineup all year. He's starting to look old. You're saying Jalen doesn't have nothing to show for it. But wasn't you kissing Burrow's ass all last week? Yeah, because he had 14 touchdowns and 2 picks, and he was playing elite football last week, or the whole season. Yeah, and plus he has played elite quarterback all year long. What's he accomplished? You're right. Jalen's better than Joe Burrow. What a fucking dumb take. You can't be dumber. Josai's my second favorite quarterback, but he got benched yesterday. Jalen's back. We'll see. Okay? We'll see. So we beat an elite quarterback. That means that's not what I said. I said that was a great game yesterday for the Eagles and a great stepping stone and benchmark to move forward to try to create consistency. Hurts outplayed Burrow. Okay. Patrick Mahomes has been outplayed by every quarterback this year. Are you trying to tell me every quarterback that he's played, you would take over him? What an asinine way of looking at shit. How in the world do you look at it like that? I don't understand how you look at stuff like that. By the way, one more time, I want to show you something. Last week, every single football prognosticator and every single fan said that the Baltimore Ravens were the best team in the National Football League. And this Sunday, the Browns beat them. I happen to still think the Ravens are the best along with the Lions. That loss doesn't make me think any other way. It's about not really the record. It's how you're playing. It has nothing to do with it. And the Eagles had a game yesterday that looked like old vintage Eagles of 22. You guys look at the records. Records are insignificant until the end of the year. They're not a true indicator on how well you're playing. You can't build a house without a solid foundation. That was a foundational piece, yes. Is not scoring in the first quarter a prep issue? I think a little bit. The last super chat, please do me a favor, Xander. I missed it. You really can't blame the Eagles for not scoring in the first quarter in this previous game here, because Joe had a 17-play drive. What do you think about the high volume of brotherly shoves yesterday at the Bengals goal line? Good calls, or do we need to mix it up more? No. Make Cincinnati stop it. Make Cincy stop it. It's a successful play for them. Okay? Bengals had 2 turnovers in the football game. Eagles were last in the league. You're my favorite sports commentator to enjoy and be pissed off by when reviewing our Eagles. God bless. Go Birds. Jeff, I love that comment. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Seals teams are not targeting Mitchell. I'm starting to see that. Instead, they're focusing on Slay. Mitchell is shutting down one side of the as the rookie, and no one else is talking about it. Prince, he looks really good. He looks really good. Hurts 16 of 20. Like I said, they've downsized Hurts' passing game, and it's become a factor. 20 attempts, 14 attempts, 25 attempts since the bye. That's by design. They're going to run the ball more. There is no doubt that's a trend now. That's a trend now. 10 carries, 37. 3 touchdowns rushing for Jalen Hurts. Absolutely. We were also down 2 offensive linemen, 2 great ones. Absolutely. Agreed. Sills, they want you to meet ride their savior. The Jalen Hurts Society is full of meocopes. These stooges want you to forget 6 weeks of football. 330 likes. Guys, you're killing it. Thank you. Brian, that's not what we do here. One game does not crown a player. 3 games starts a trend in something. And you're starting to see the people trending in the right direction here. Remember when Monday night games used to be good? Yes. Sills, I know you said at the beginning of the year that Q couldn't be at the sauce level. You feel any different now? I'm pausing, Kenneth. I'm pausing. Give me 2 more weeks. And ask, hey, Kenneth, do me a favor, Kenneth. Ask me that question in 3 weeks. Okay? Ask me that question in 3 weeks. Right? Ask me that question in 3 weeks. Yeah, unfortunately, Sills, do you consider giving Becton a contract and how he's looked? I do. It took the guy how many games to look decent with AJ and Devontae? He had a good game. No one the less, though. It's one game. Let's see more. John, don't say that in here. You would swear that Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl yesterday and that he's played well all year, and he hasn't. Jalen outplayed your boy, okay? Congratulations. And Jameis Winston outplayed Lamar Jackson yesterday. And what's your point? If your point is you think Jalen's better than Joe Burrow, you're nuts. I think Kellen Moore is starting to figure out what Jalen Hurts is. Absolutely. He could drop back 30 times. He's not dropping back 30 times. He's dropping back around 20 to 25, and that's it. And running the ball 10, he's being efficient in those passes like he was in 22. It's starting to look something similar to 22. Absolutely. Okay? By the way, I see something here. Sue is right. You should be excited. You should be excited. You know why? It's the best the team's looked all year. You should be excited. Hey, let me walk that back here. If I'm saying to you guys, pump the brakes, I'm talking about pump the brakes on the team in general. But as an exciting moment for yesterday on what it did by playing a complete ball game. Here, let me ask you guys this, and let's see if we're on the same page here. Keith, you tell me, Keith, if we're on the same page here. That's the most complete game the Eagles have played probably since Miami of last year. Would you agree? I think no, not since the Super Bowl. I'm going to say since Miami. Since Miami. How about this? Nothing about Hurts. I'm talking as a team and a unit. Was that the best that the Eagles have played as a complete game? Was Miami. It wasn't Buffalo. Josh Allen went for 500 yards in that game. That Miami game, you shut down that Miami offense, which was humming going into that, and you ran the ball down their throat, and you were great in offense, and you were great on defense a year ago. Not Buffalo. Buffalo put up 500 yards in total offense, team-wise. So, that's the best the team has looked since Miami of 23 by playing a complete game. So, yes, you should be excited when you see something like that. Because quite frankly, everything started to go south after Miami. That was the last true game where you guys went and played ball on complete game that you've played on both sides of the football. Okay. Hey, that's a great one there. I like that idea. Let's try to get to 400 likes before. That's not the point. Whether or not 500 yards is pointless. You didn't play a complete game against Buffalo. That's not the point. The question was, don't you think yesterday was the first game you played complete since Miami? Buffalo, 500 meaningless art. That's not the question. Holy cow. Listen. By the way, one more time. I think you should be really excited. People have to understand that there's a reason that this league flexed this game out of prime time. Great team win. But they have to show that this is going to be sustainable. Sam, they were right to flex the game. Look at the game they got. I mean, you got Chicago. Yeah, the Chicago game. They were right to flex it. Angelo Cataldi will be with us at 3:30. Let's see here. Okay. Barkley, 22 carries, 108. Hurts, 10 for 37, 3. Smith, 6 catches, 85. AJ, 5 for 84. Grant Calcaterra, 3 catches, 58 yards. This guy's averaging like 13 yards every time he touches the football. I'll tell you what, Dallas Goedert, don't get hurt too much time. Don't get hurt too many more times. I'll take that $15 million and I will void it. I will void it. Because I'm sick of your injuries. Burrow, 26 of 37, 237, touchdown and a pick. Hurts outplayed him. Chase Brown, I don't know, 12 carries, 32. Hey, is that Gilsick guy? Is that kid from Miami? Is that the tight end that played with the Dolphins? Because he was good. I'm cautiously optimistic. Vintage hurt yesterday. Yes. Is that tight end the kid from Miami that they had down there? He's a good football player, man. He could play. I thought they really did a nice job on Jamar Chase. 9 catches, 54 yards, and a TD. Hey, by the way, Jamar Chase quit on that play. Isaiah Rodgers deflected it into the hands of Gardner Johnson. I thought he quit on it. If I'm Joe Burrow, fight for that football until it hits the ground. Because that's exactly what happened in the Washington-Chicago game. You got to fight for that stuff, man. When that football's in the air, that defensive back is also a wide receiver now. Okay? I thought he quit on the play chase. He just kind of stopped, and the deflection stayed in bounds and went right into Gardner Johnson's hands instead of just trying to fight for it and battle it out of the air. I don't think he knew where he was on the field with the other people around him. I mean, you got to fight for that football, son. Angelo Cataldi will be with us at the bottom of the hour. Angie said you'd have 5 wins. What will he say at the bottom of the hour? WIP icon will be with us at the bottom of the hour. Xander's going to be with us at 4:30. We'll have Gary Cobb at 5 o'clock. So you guys have been great. Please hit the like button. Do me a favor. Continue the super chat. You guys are great. Now my list of game balls. And by the way, I've decided to start putting these all in order. Number 10, Zach Bond. So far, as we get to week 8, has been a heck of a sign by Howie. It's the best free agent linebacker sign they've had in 2 years. Think about that. It's the best free agent linebacker sign they've had in 2 years. All the mistakes they've had, all the mistakes they've made. That's the best they've had since Kaiser White. and TJ Edwards. Is Zach Bond. That hook and ladder alley-oop interception was awesome. Yeah, everybody stayed with the play. Once again, free agent signing. Bro, such a good quarterback. That team quit on him, in my opinion. That guy was torching the defense until the second half. They couldn't get a run game going, John. Okay. Here's JT. Seals, is it crazy to think Hurts is more confident with Grant compared to Dallas? Yeah, I do. I cannot wait till Wednesday, early 500 versus Dallas. Oh my God! You think Mark Holmes shows up on Wednesday? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he shows up. Dallas looked terrible. Number 9, I got Quinyon Mitchell. Continuing to improve, continuing to get better. He's a good-looking football player, man. He is getting better and better. He's going to make the all-rookie team. Number 8, Cooper DeJean. Man, I'll tell you what, man. He's a bullet. He runs to the ball. He's great in tracking. He's a big play guy. He's a special team. Would it be fair? This may come off nuts here. Okay? Is there a better athlete on the football team than Cooper DeJean? Maybe Malata? He's a foreign tackler? Do you think there's a better athlete on the team than Cooper DeJean? I mean, A.J. Brown's not a better athlete than Jordan Malata. Malata didn't know how to play football 5 years ago. He didn't know how to play. Third best offensive tackle in the league. And he's 6'8", 350. I mean, that's a great take right there. Cooper DeJean's football IQ is off the charts. He's pretty damn impressive, man. Second week in a row. Here we go. Ready? At number 7, game ball, Big Sills. This is where you're always going to come here and I will always do what's right. I got Nakobe Dean. I mean, I cannot deny when I see people making plays, and I won't. Just to fit a narrative for me, I'm not doing it. I have to be fair here. He's making plays. He's running to the ball. They're using him great when it comes to pressure on the quarterback. Okay? I have to be fair. I mean, I have to be fair here. I would be doing it an injustice if I didn't say, Sills, you do see the kid 17 now making plays. Yes. Does he look like a player? I don't want to say yes, but I'm seeing week in and week out now plays. Does he still have a lot of work to do? That may just come with reps. I don't want to get clouded by the fact that I think the guy needs reps, not inability. Does he have the ability? It's starting to show he does, that he just needs more game time. I think it's becoming an issue of game time and reps and experience for him. That's why it's a contradiction for me. It's because I don't want to say that yet, but I'm seeing that out of him. So I have to be fair. I have to be fair to that. I can't just go, hey, no, screw that. I can't be Skip Bayless and just keep a narrative going. Just to keep a narrative going. Number 6, Grant Calcaterra, another week. This dude showing up in the box score. See his name. He's an impact guy. Devontae Smith, tremendous. Such a great player. Sills, I'm still shocked Dean is healthy. Me too. Me too. I'm shocked the way he's playing. I am, Des the Joe. Yo, Big Sills, love the channel, man. You cracked me up. Thank you, Kelsey. Appreciate it. That's what we're supposed to be doing here. Please hit the like button. Angelo Cataldi's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Number 4, A.J. Brown. Impactful player. That's an impact player. There's like 10 of them in the league. He's one of them. Barkley is an impact player. Derrick Henry is an impact player. Okay? Guys, we're at 385 likes. That's fantastic. Maybe we can get to 450 by the top of the hour. That'd be insane. Super Chats, 2 have been off the charts today. Number 3, I got Saquon Barkley. I couldn't have been more wrong about a comment that I made about Saquon Barkley. And here's my comment that I'm wrong. I said that guy was not the second pick in the draft when the Giants drafted him. In his entire time in New York, I never saw the second pick. Well, I am seeing it now. And this is 2 knee surgeries removed from that pick when they first took him out of Penn State. That kid is a good football player. And he's physical and he is aggressive. I'm going to make some crazy comment. He's got a Walter Payton attitude. I played against Walter Payton. Walter Payton was looking to take you out, and he was looking for contact. Payton enjoyed contact. And he's got that kind of mentality like that, where he looks for contact. Okay? He looks for it. Again, remember when I say this to you here, I'm not talking about Peyton's resume and Barkley's resume. I'm talking about a skill set or an attitude that you see something that reminds you of somebody that you've played against. Sills, is he at CMC's level? Those are 2 different players, man. Christian McCaffrey had 100 catches with the Carolina Panthers 2 years in a row and 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. That's not who Barkley is. Barkley's a traditional 25 carry guy with limited passes in the perimeter. By the way, he can catch it, but the running back since he's been drafted has dropped the football more than Saquon Barkley. There isn't one. It's him. He's a really good player, man. When it comes to catching the ball, he's an exceptional player in running the ball. Get this. I'm not comparing the 2. I'm comparing an attitude that he had. Then once again, I'm not comparing I'm talking attitude. Walter Payton looked to hit. Hey, get this. Here's a comparison that I'm making, and this guy thinks that I'm comparing Walter Payton to Saquon Barkley. Both these guys have the same mentality that they like to run people over. That's my comparison on Payton with him. Now, if you can't dissect that and listen to what I just said and how I said it, I can't help you. Sills, did you see Jalen hand the ball to Barkley after that TD? Yes. Yes. You're probably going to be shocked when I tell you this. Here's my game ball, and it goes to a twosome. Fred Johnson and Tyler Steen. No sacks. Shut out Trey Hendrickson, who had been hot as a fire iron going into that game. Steen gave up no sacks. Fred gave up no sacks. And they ran the ball. And they put up 37 points. And you're creating and building depth. I predicted Nolan would have a breakout season. I know it's early, but he's showing signs of holding the edge and rushing the quarterback. Yes. Yes. Fred Johnson, Tyler Steen get a game ball from me at number 2. Number 1, Jalen Hurts. First game ball of the year for Hurts. Accurate, efficient, dominating. Every yard he gained mattered. Threw across the middle. Absolutely. Zach Bond, 10. Quinyon Mitchell, 9. Cooper DeJean, 8. N'Kobe, 7. Grant Calcaterra, 6. Devontae, 5. AJ, 4. Barkley, 3. Fred Johnson and Tyler Steen combined to get a game ball at 2. And Jalen Hurts at 1. I did see the dirty play by the Saints players. You know, I'm going to say it one more time before I bring Angelo Cataldi on with us. That was 60 minutes of football that the Eagles have played, and that's the best ball they've played since Miami of last year. Okay? I can't believe for over 40 years, Angelo had to sit here and throw saltpeter on many of you Eagle fans by going crazy, by going, Hurts is back. The team's a thing. You're like, pipe down here. Angelo knows as well as anybody, this is a building block game. Hey, don't not be excited about it. No one's saying that. But again, I'm not looking at the record. I'm looking how you're playing, like Kansas City last year. Not playing great at the beginning of the year. Started playing championship football at the end of the year. And by the way, one thing about Angelo and I, unlike what you've seen over at that WHIP, because I call it wipe your you-know-what now, not really just the great legendary station